Welcome back to our channel, soap fans. Today is a beautiful day to talk about the absolute chaos unfolding in Genoa City. We have a massive update for you today, and it is packed with drama, revenge, and some really shady deals. So grab a huge cup of coffee, sit back, and let's just dive right into the madness because things are exploding. And we have to start at the Genoa City Athletic Club, because that is where all the drama always goes down. So Phyllis Summers and Victoria Newman are in the same room. And you already know that is a recipe for total disaster. These two women despise each other. They always have, and they probably always will. Victoria is standing there looking all smug and superior in her expensive business suit, and Phyllis is just glaring at her. Phyllis is trying to pretend she does not care about what Victoria is doing. But she does. She cares a lot, because Phyllis is currently fighting for her corporate life. Her entire company is falling apart because Victor Newman bought off all her employees, so she is stressed, she is on edge. And Victoria knows it. Victoria is just poking the bear. She is making these little snide comments, and Phyllis is snapping back. It is just pure, unadulterated hatred between these two. And honestly, it is great television, but it is also really messy. So right in the middle of this intense glaring match, Kyle Abbott walks in. And Kyle is not an idiot, he immediately notices the vibe. He sees Phyllis standing there looking like a dark storm cloud. And he sees Victoria looking like the cat that ate the canary. So Kyle walks over, and he actually comments on it. He tells Phyllis she looks miserable. Because she does, she looks really unhappy. And Kyle is just stopping by the bar to get a drink or whatever, but he cannot help himself. He has to point out that Phyllis looks like she wants to scream, and Phyllis probably does want to scream. Because her life is a total mess right now. But she tries to brush it off, she tries to act like she is fine. But Kyle knows better, everyone knows better. Phyllis is a ticking time bomb right now. And then things get even more interesting, because Christine Blair Romalodi walks into the club. And the moment Victoria sees Christine, her whole demeanor changes. She completely ignores Phyllis. She turns her back on her, and she focuses entirely on Christine. Because Victoria has a mission, she has a goal. And that goal involves getting Christine back into the prosecutor's office. So Victoria intercepts Christine, she pulls her aside for a little chat. And Phyllis is watching this from across the room. She is pretending not to look, but she is looking. She is super curious about what Victoria and Christine are whispering about. Because whenever Newman and a lawyer are whispering, it usually means bad news for Phyllis. And she is absolutely right to be worried. So Victoria starts her pitch. She is secretly pushing Christine to take the prosecutor job. Christine has been debating this. She likes her semi-retired life with Danny, going on tour, living like a rock star's wife, but the law is her passion. And Victoria knows how to play people. She knows exactly what buttons to push, so Victoria starts dangling a carrot. A very big, very dangerous carrot. She hints to Christine that she has some information. Some very exclusive, very damaging intel. And she tells Christine that she might find this information extremely interesting. But only if she takes the job. Victoria is basically offering a bribe. Not a cash bribe, but an information bribe. A career-making case. And Christine is curious, obviously, because she asks what kind of information. So Victoria leans in, and she basically spells it out. She has the intel to take down Phyllis Summers, forever, put her behind bars, lock the door, throw away the key. Because Victoria wants Phyllis gone, and Victor wants Phyllis gone. It is a family goal at this point. But wait, it gets crazier, because Phyllis has her own problems. She runs into Patty Williams at the club. Yes, Patty Williams. The woman who just ruined her business meeting by staging a fake manic episode. Phyllis runs into Patty, and Phyllis is just dumbfounded. She cannot believe Patty is walking around free. She demands to know how Patty convinced anyone to let her out of the psychiatric facility. She calls Patty's mind toxic. She says she is a danger to society. Which, let's be honest, she is. But Patty just stands there and smiles. She plays the innocent victim. She claims she is completely rehabilitated. She says she is cured, which is a total lie. Because Victor literally just paid her to act crazy. But Patty is sticking to her story. And then Patty has the nerve. The absolute audacity to ask Phyllis a question. She asks if Phyllis is still holding a grudge. A grudge? Can you even imagine? So Phyllis loses it. She snaps. She tells Patty that yes, she will hold a grudge for the rest of her life. Because Patty tried to kill Summer Newman, her daughter. Patty literally tried to end Summer's life. And Phyllis is a fierce mother. She will never, ever forgive that. She tells Patty exactly what she thinks of her. She unleashes all her anger. Because Patty crossed the ultimate line. You do not mess with Phyllis's kids, ever. But Patty is not intimidated. In fact, she is cruel. She knows exactly how to hurt Phyllis emotionally. So instead of backing down, Patty mocks her. She hits Phyllis right where it hurts the most. Patty brings up the fact that Summer has turned her back on Phyllis. She points out that Phyllis's own daughter does not even want to speak to her right now. Daniel and Summer are both icing Phyllis out because of the whole Newman Enterprises theft. And Patty rubs salt in that wound. She laughs at Phyllis. And then she tells Phyllis that maybe she is the one who needs to seek professional help for her anger issues. Patty Williams telling Phyllis Summers to get mental help. It is the most ironic, insane thing ever. And it just leaves Phyllis fuming, absolutely boiling with rage. And just when you think Phyllis cannot take any more bad news, Michael Baldwin and Lauren Fenmore show up. And they are looking incredibly stressed, because Michael just lost everything. Victor fired him. Victor is framing him for bribery. Michael is facing disbarment. His career is over. But he is still trying to be a good friend to Phyllis, because they have so much history. They used to be married. They are best friends. So Michael and Lauren pull Phyllis aside, and they give her a massive warning. They tell her about Victor's evil plan, the AI program, the legal trap. They warn her that Victor is setting her up for severe personal legal consequences. He is not just trying to take her company, he is trying to take her freedom. So Michael is desperate. He wants to save Phyllis from sharing his fate. He tells her that Victor is playing for keeps, and Michael offers Phyllis an out. He wants to give her a chance to escape this nightmare. He probably suggests she surrender the company. Or make a deal, or run. We do not know exactly what the out is yet. But Michael is begging her to take it, because he knows Victor's wrath firsthand. He is currently living it, but Phyllis is stubborn. She is a fighter, she never gives up. Even when the walls are closing in and she is completely surrounded by enemies. So it is going to be really interesting to see if she actually listens to Michael or if she decides to fight Victor head-on. And speaking of Victor, let's head over to the Newman Ranch. Because the puppet master is currently holding court. Victor is sitting in his living room, and Patty Williams walks in. The mastermind and his crazy weapon, and Victor is actually in a good mood. He praises Patty. He tells her she did a fantastic job at the GCAC. Her fake meltdown was flawless. It ruined Phyllis's reputation in front of all her major investors. It caused the perfect amount of chaos. Victor admits that he was a little skeptical about reaching out to her at first, because she is unpredictable, but he says he is very glad he did. Because the results speak for themselves, the smokescreen worked, and Patty is just eating this up. She is so proud of herself. She tells Victor that agreeing to this plan was the best decision she ever made. She loved causing trouble for Phyllis. And she loved getting out of her facility. So Victor nods, and he reaches over, and he hands her a bag. A literal bag full of money, cash, just like in a mob movie. He promised her a massive payoff for her loyalty and her acting skills. And Victor Newman always pays his debts, so he gives her the cash. And Patty is thrilled, her eyes light up. She is holding a fortune, so Victor asks her the logical next question. He asks if she is planning to leave town now, because that was the assumption. She does the dirty work, she gets the cash, and she disappears. Victor does not want a loose cannon like Patty hanging around Genoa City. He wants her gone, but Patty just smiles that creepy smile of hers. And she drops a massive bombshell. She hints that she is not going anywhere, she is planning to stay right here in town. Because she still has unfinished business, she still wants Jack Abbott. And now that she has a bag full of Victor's money, she has the resources to stick around and make Diane Jenkins' life a living hell, so Victor just unleashed a monster. And he might not be able to put her back in the cage. And let me tell you, this whole situation with Patty staying in town is going to cause a massive ripple effect. Because Jack is already at his breaking point. Diane just caught him in a compromising position with Nikki. Diane is furious. She is teaming up with Victor to destroy Jack's company. And now Patty is going to be lurking in the shadows with a bag of Newman cash. It is a recipe for absolute disaster. Patty is obsessed. She thinks Jack actually wants her. She thinks that terrible night on the yacht meant something real. And she will stop at nothing to get Diane out of the picture. So Victor might have just handed Patty the tools she needs to do something truly horrific. And what about Phyllis? She is being attacked from every single angle. Victoria is bribing the prosecutor to lock her up. Patty is mocking her in public. Victor is deploying AI to steal her conglomerate. And her own children will not even speak to her. Daniel and Summer are completely done with her. They told her to return Newman Enterprises or they are walking away forever. So Phyllis is entirely alone, except for Michael and Lauren. And Michael is basically a sinking ship right now. He is going down, and he is trying to throw Phyllis a life preserver before he drowns. But Phyllis is too proud to grab it. She thinks she can outsmart Victor Newman. She thinks she can beat the AI program. But she is running out of time, and she is running out of options. So this week is going to be absolutely explosive. We have legal bribes, fake manic episodes, bags of cash, and so much revenge it is hard to keep track. Victoria is proving she is just as ruthless as her father. She is willing to manipulate the justice system just to settle a personal vendetta against Phyllis. And Christine might actually go along with it. Because Christine has never forgiven Phyllis for the past. The blood feud between those two women is legendary, and Victoria is tapping right into it. She is using Christine's old hatred to fuel the Newman family's current war. It is brilliant, but it is also really dirty. And Kyle Abbott is just stuck in the middle of all this madness. He is watching his mother turn into a villain, he is watching his father lose everything. And he is seeing Phyllis completely unravel at the athletic club. Kyle is probably wondering how his life got so complicated. But that is what happens when you live in Genoa City. The drama never stops, the revenge plots just keep getting bigger and crazier. And we are here for every single second of it, so make sure you stay tuned. Because things are about to get even wilder. Victor has his kingdom back in his sights. And he will crush anyone who stands in his way, especially Phyllis Summers.